The 2022 UC football season has been amazing.
Hey, that's how we set them up. Pound, 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 pound. Nail 'em. Good job.
We are now video casting along with podcasting, so you can hear us, you can see us, you can talk to us.
Sound like a TV show.
We will be talking about the Coaches Roundtable.
And I see half of the game here, half of the game there, because I want to get eyes on these teams that we're ranking. Welcome to the 2022 Bowl Championship Preview. John, before we get started, we're playing all these games on high school fields. So we need to be respectful of where we're playing. Parents, team moms, coaches, you cannot have smoke bombs or glitter bombs on the field. In fact, some of the schools are not allowing parents even on the field at all. So you're not going to be able to run through the banners at halftime, so on and so forth. Please don't argue with your district officials. They're just enforcing the rules. We want to be able to go back. We want to be able to use these fields over and over and over again. We think it's a real treat to have all of our championship games on high school fields. Are you going to be playing on a high school field, John?
I am.
Wow.
Have been a few times this year, though. We got lucky.
Who did the schedule? Oh, wait. Don't answer that question. Okay. No smoke bombs, no glitter bombs. Please, let's leave the stadiums better than we found them. Don't put everything on your district officials. These volunteers to go out and have to pick up your garbage, pick it up, throw it in the trash. Thank you. Let's have a great time. Let's have a great, after the games, there will be a place at every stadium for pictures, in front of banners, in front of backdrops. So go to the designated areas. So right now, we're going to do something we've never done before. We're going to actually go through and talk a little bit about each of the matchups, how we got there, or how they got there, and have a little fun because, you know, overall, oh yeah, we've had a few problems, but what season don't we have a few problems? This season's been a blast. From a football side, we've had a blast with football, don't you think?
It's been a great season. Competitive-wise, it's been the best I've ever
But a lot of people don't
had.
trust the process. They don't trust the fact, you know, the first 4 games come and they're getting their tails whooped, and we keep saying, be patient, be patient. Here comes the reset. They didn't trust it. And now they're in championships. I think even Matt Fisher is in a championship. And he was whining like you can't believe.
Matt.
We're calling you out, Matt.
Yeah, Matt.
Quit whining. Go play football.
Give him a break. He hasn't been here in a little while.
Oh, and he's a little short on a lot of things. But, so let's go through.
Congratulations, Matt, by the way.
Let's start with the Wolverine Bowl in the Scouts. We're going to go by division. We're going to start with Scouts. We're going to do Gremlins, and then we're going to do Pee-wees on this podcast. And give you a little bit of flair of what's going on. So we're starting with the Wolverine Bowl. We've got Cedar Valley White versus Cypress White. They're both 4-5. They've both given up more points than they've scored. But their strength of schedule is almost identical. This is like a perfect matchup.
They played earlier, too.
Oh, wait, who won?
Played in week 5.
Week 5?
Barn burner. Cedar Valley White beat them 38-33.
Did you notice their scores this last week?
I noticed a lot of wild scores in the Scout.
I think each of these teams scored like 54 points.
They put up 200 points between 4
Dude,
teams.
where's your defense?
They were too cold.
So Who won the first game?
Cedar Valley White.
Cedar Valley White wins the first game. All right, good luck to both of you. So in the Wolverine Bowl, we've got Cedar Valley White versus Cypress White. Now, in the Badger Bowl, we've got Mountain Ridge Gray versus Harriman White. 6-4 versus a 7-3. Their strength of schedule, again, is almost identical. Have they played before?
Nope, they have not met. Harriman White seems to have a little bit better putting a little bit more points on, but
a little more offense on the Harriman White team.
Yeah, defense
is almost identical.
It is identical.
And the strength of schedule is almost. Good luck, you guys. First time matchup. Have a great time. Trailblazer Bowl in the Scout Division. Tooele versus Northridge. Now, both of these teams have identical records. Tooele would have a little stronger strength of schedule. Have they played each other?
Nope.
First time matchup.
These were two of those quote unquote A teams. Yeah, there was a batch of A teams that.
You mean they were their only team in that division?
The only team. They had tough years, tough seasons, but the end, turned around now.
And they're still playing
Yep.
on Championship Saturday.
They're still playing.
See, that's what this is about. It's giving people an opportunity to play on Championship Saturday, win a ring. The rings are ordered. Don't know when they're going to come in. They're coming from China. So Tooele, Northridge, good luck to you. In the Thunderbird Bowl, we have West Jordan White versus Granger White.
Look out for West Jordan. Both scout teams have hit the bowls.
Both scout teams are in the championship.
Yep.
We're going to talk about the other one here in a minute. But if you look across the board again, almost identical records. One's 8-2, one's 7-3. Strength of schedule, minus 123 versus minus 130. I look this one to be a really, really good matchup.
It's going to be very good. Shout out to old Chase, Tony Robbins Kelly out there.
Tony Robbins Kelly. Wow.
Chase took over this year. Hey, they're growing.
They grew?
And they grew a lot. And
Where
it starts in the
Tony
scouts.
Robbins come
He sounds
from?
just like him.
He doesn't look like him. Okay. All right, moving on to the Wildcat Bowl. Syracuse White versus Orem. All right, talk to us about that one, John.
Well, I heard a lot about those Syracuse scout teams. I kept hearing about them. And they said they were good, and they're proving it. Now they're playing Orem. Orem's come on strong, it seems like, towards the end also. So, I'm thinking that Syracuse puts a lot of points up. I think they might give Orem a little bit of a test here. This should be a good game.
Well, Syracuse has their white team and their A team in the championship. So what we heard going in was correct. They've played.
It's the only undefeated scout team in a bowl. In the bowls, not counting the UConn.
Have they played each other? They haven't.
They have not played each other.
First time matchup. Let's see where this one goes.
Looking back, the West Jordan White and Granger White did play each other.
Oh, who won that game?
They played week 2. West Jordan White put it on them a little bit, 25-0.
So,
payback.
Okay.
They got the payback coming. Let's see. That West Jordan White team's tough.
So back to Syracuse White, Orem White. Any predictions?
I've got to go with the Syracuse on this one. That team looks really strong. Really, really strong.
They do. I'm going with Orem. I think Orem comes in with the upset.
Well,
if I had a Tiger hat, I'd put it on.
Would you?
Oh, yeah.
Orem?
Can I borrow one from Lee Corso?
I'll take that bet.
It's not a bet. I'm just predicting. We'll get to the bets here in a minute. Okay, that's the Wildcat Bowl. Aggie Bowl. We've got Woods Cross versus Mountain Ridge White.
Man, those Mountain Ridge teams, there's a bunch of them, bunch of those kids. And
Mountain Ridge White, oh,
9-1.
they're looking strong. Woods Cross, let's see what you got.
Woods Cross has had a much tougher schedule.
Tougher schedule.
They've had a tougher schedule.
But they score points.
But look at Mountain Ridge
They've
White.
scored 195 points, only given up 139. So, yeah.
Yeah, but look at Mountain Ridge White score. One of the best teams in the conference.
But they had their strength of schedule reflects that as well.
That's true. They were putting it on teams hard early.
So that's the Aggie Bowl. Woods Cross versus Mountain Ridge White. Up to the Cougar Bowl. We got Highland versus Farmington. Now, Farmington's come on strong in a couple areas, and we're happy to see Highland in a bowl game, especially in the Scouts age group. Highland needs some revitalizing up there, and they've got some good people. So we've got a good one there. A 7-3 versus a 5-5. Farmington's coming on at the end strong. So good luck in the Cougar Bowl. Now to the Ute Bowl. This is the bowl right below our Ute Conference Championship. Syracuse 7-3. West Jordan 7-3. I believe that's the nightcap at West Jordan High School.
That'll be a good nightcap.
Absolutely. It'll be a great nightcap.
That West Jordan team's tough. I hear they're pretty physical, too. And these teams are pretty evenly matched. This should be a good game.
So next week, we're going to talk about the Ute Conference Championship, which puts Mountain Ridge versus Riverton. Ooh, that'll be exciting. But we'll talk about that next week. So that is our Scout Division Bowl Championships for this coming Saturday. Check your schedules. We may have some changes coming. We were notified late last night. So it's been a constant this year. We've tried hard to stay ahead of it, but it's been constantly changing. Fluid and flexible. So check your schedules. We may have some changes coming in the next day or two. Okay, we're ready to preview now the Gremlins and the Pee Wee Bowl Championship weeks, John. Any big upset predictions you got right now before we get started?
Nope.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Did Dallas win last week?
Yep. Wait, what week is it?
Who'd they play? I don't think they won.
Yeah, they did.
I don't think they won. Okay.
Detroit, that's it.
Oh, the
He stumped me
Detroit
for a
Lions. Wow. That franchise has never gotten off the ground in like 80 years. But who's counting? Let's go. Here we go. Gremlins Trailblazer Bowl. Twilla White versus Skyline White. Stat line is almost identical. They played each other in the third week of the season. Twilla White 12, Skyline White 6. This is where we have those grandpas calling me from Twilla saying, oh, our boys aren't going to be able to compete. Well, looks like they did pretty well. So now, can they withstand the challenge of game number 2? You know how hard that is.
Mm-hmm. Just experienced it.
Wow, use your words over there, John.
Just experienced it. It was tough.
Okay. Surprise upset in this one. Is Skyline going to rally the troops from their 12-6 defeat in week 3 and win the championship of the Trailblazer Bowl?
If I had to bet, I'll go with the one that lost the first time.
It's tough. I agree with you. It's really tough. They're beating a team twice in the same year is difficult, but it can be done, and it happens quite regular. Okay, moving on to the Gremlin Badger Bowl. Mountain Ridge White versus Riverton White. You know, it's amazing, and these two teams are ranked almost identical. They're Riverton White scoring more points, but they're giving up a lot of points. They're giving up a lot of points.
Yep.
Strength of schedule definitely goes to Mountain Ridge White, Mountain Ridge, and Riverton. You can't say Mountain Ridge has a lot more kids than Riverton because Riverton's growing almost as much as Mountain Ridge.
Isn't Riverton the second biggest?
They are. But in week 5, they played each other. Mountain Ridge White won 6-0. 6-0, John. All these games are close.
That one had a lot of fireworks.
So, yeah, what fireworks are you speaking of? It was a defensive-minded game.
The halftime smoke bombs.
There is no smoke bombs this week. We're on high school fields. Okay.
You need to keep saying that.
Gremlin Thunderbird Bowl. Alta versus Wasatch. Identical records. Identical points. 4. Wasatch has given up a few more points on defense. Strength of schedule goes to Alta.
Not by much, though, huh?
Not by much. They have not met each other previously during the season.
That's a toss-up game.
It is a toss-up game. Again, they're ranked one spot apart from each other. So this is a toss-up. Okay, on to the Gremlin Wildcat Bowl Championship. Mountain Ridge Silver versus Olympus White. You know, Mountain Ridge has got a lot of teams playing for championships this weekend.
And this is old Matt Fisher.
This is Matt Fisher?
Yep.
This is the one that was crying and complaining and saying it wasn't fair? Oh, no.
At 2 9-1s, this one is one I'm kind of excited to see who wins this game.
Matt Fisher, you're not living this one down.
No.
Play the game, trust the process, honor the great game of football. You can't control wins and losses through the adults. Kids still got to go out there and play. This is a toss-up. Strength of schedule goes to Mountain Ridge.
2 points a game, giving up.
Yeah, they are very, very close on the stat line.
I'm wondering if Matt's sneaking in the game himself.
Oh,
Playing
you think he's still got
defense.
that helmet on that he put on a few years ago? Maybe. All right.
Good luck this weekend.
Olympus White. Have you played them before? Nope, you haven't. You got your hands full. Good team. Good team both ways.
Yep.
This one is truly a toss-up. Okay, Gremlin Aggie Bowl. The backyard brawl. Skyline Eagles and the Highland Rams. It doesn't get any older in the state of Utah than those two schools.
They said this is the place.
Yes, they did. Identical records. Have they played each other? Let's take a peek. No, they haven't played each other. Strength of schedule definitely goes to neither one. Their strength of schedules both in the right around 70 mark. I don't know.
No.
This game's going to come down to, 1, it's a rivalry.
Yep.
2, who makes a mistake. And 3, who doesn't score their extra point. So, good luck, you two. Have a great game. Nothing better than Highland Skyline playing in a championship game.
It's going to be a good one.
Gremlin Bowl, or Gremlins Cougar Bowl. Cedar Valley versus Fremont. Now, one of the Fremont admins was just in here. They are so dang excited to be playing in this game. They're scoring a lot of points. Fremont is scoring 18.7 points a game. Cedar Valley's only scoring 11.6.
They've had a hard time scoring lately.
Lately, did they score at the first of the year?
Yeah, they scored a little bit more.
Well, that means the reset, they were in a tougher division or a tougher reset.
No, they were pretty tough. They had a pretty, actually the reset was pretty tough.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it should be. That's what we want.
Their opening games seemed like they were fair too. They've got a strong strength of schedule.
So Cedar Valley's the home team. Fremont's the visitor. They'll be playing at Fremont High School. So it's a nice drive for Cedar Valley. Get lunch on the way up there. And you're from Cedar Valley, right? You're an aviator. That's why they call you Maverick?
Yeah, I don't claim the name Aviators.
Okay.
I still don't like that name.
Who's going to win this one? Go out on a limb. Oh, you pick wrong. There's tar and feather waiting for you.
I'm calling a 1-point win for Fremont.
A 1-point win. You heard it here. Heard it here first. John is going with Fremont by 1.
Now, I love my Cedar Valley boys. The Gremlins it's a good team.
They had a rough year.
Yeah.
They were off to a great start.
The early version would have easily won this.
Well,
I just think the new coaching
I am
staff,
just happy.
everything's.
I am happy that they made a comeback.
Yeah.
They didn't quit.
No, they didn't. And they turned around and started winning again. I think they're just, new coaching staff. It takes time. So.
Okay. Bingham versus Orem in the Ute Bowl. These are two really good teams.
Bingham, we normally have Bingham up in
the other one.
Yeah.
Yep. But Bingham's strength of schedule is significantly higher than Orem's.
Yes.
They're both scoring 15 points a game. They're both giving up 8 points a game, which means defensively, they're giving up extra points. But they're scoring extra points. So, I don't know. This one's kind of, again, this is another toss-up in the Gremlin division.
I think strength of schedule might be the determining factor here, though.
It could be. Definitely could be. All right. Next week, we're going to talk about Stansbury and Harriman in the UC Championship. That's going to be a good one. But this is our Bowl Championship tournaments for the Gremlin division. Should we go on to the Pee-wees?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Wolverine Bowl Championship, Skyline White, Tooele White. Dang, there's another Tooele team in here. They played each other during the season. Who do you think won?
Was it Skyline?
Skyline won. Skyline won. Not by a lot, though.
Was 6-0?
19-13.
They scored.
Both teams are scoring.
Wolverine Bowl, a 5-4 record in the Wolverine Bowl is. I actually looked. How many no-win teams did we have in the conference this year?
I don't know. I'm going to guess it's less than 5.
A little more. I looked through it. I think it was 9.
9?
9 out of 429.
That's better than it's ever been.
Oh yeah, that's incredible actually. And there's 5 undefeateds, so there's a lot of parity.
So 5 undefeateds, and that's down from probably 15 to 18 per year, with a lot more teams.
Yep,
Oh, that's awesome.
that is awesome.
Okay, Skyline and Tooele in the Wolverine Bowl. Trailblazer Bowl, Alta White, Bingham White. Okay, in the South, this is kind of like a Skyline Highland game. Alta and Bingham. That rivalry runs for many years, and it never gets old. I don't think they played each other, John.
That's when they had the old bike helmets, right?
It was right after the leather ones. Alta didn't even start until, oh my gosh, like 1979. Dang. Maybe 78. I don't know.
That's 20 years before I was born.
Wow. Alta White, 5-5. Bingham White, 5-5. Strength of schedule, almost identical. Who wins this one, John?
Actually, strength of schedule is pretty off. I'm calling Alta White on this one.
I think Alta White wins. Let's see.
Yep, that's what I'm going to have to guess Alta White.
Okay, Badger Bowl, Pee Wee Division. Brighton versus Riverton Silver. Brighton played another Riverton team last week. This has been a team that's been in, the Brighton team's been in disarray for years. Multiple coaches, haven't been able to get it together. I think they're the only division at Brighton that only has one team in it. And
yeah, this is kind of a weird one for Brighton.
Because they're playing a team that can score, that knows how to win and scores a lot of points. I'm going to tell you, I think Riverton Silver wins this game. Not only wins this game, I'm afraid they're going to win this game going away.
Well, the defense, that's a lot of points to give up.
Absolutely. So when you got one team giving up as many points as the other team is scoring, but hats off to the little Brighton team. They've come a long ways this year. And it looks like they found a coach that really is feeding into their experience.
Well, they got a couple wins in the playoffs, right?
Absolutely.
That's a good way to end the year.
Okay. Thunderbird Bowl, Woods Cross and East. What do you got to say about them, John?
East they play NBA style defense.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, with the strength of schedule isn't super hard either. That's not a good sign.
East has given up a lot of points. But identical records, because a lot of people only look at the win-loss. We don't.
You'd have to see East's last couple games. Maybe their defense has gotten better, and they really got scorched early. But, well, they have to be playing better because they're in the championship. So,
okay. Woods Cross versus East in the Thunderbird Bowl. The next bowl up, Wildcat Bowl. Park City versus Fremont at Fremont.
Park City's making the trek north.
Identical records. Strength of schedule is almost even. They're both giving up a lot of points. They're a little shorthanded on the defensive side of the ball. Mm-hmm. Don't you guys realize defense wins games? Extra points wins game on offense. Defense wins games on defense.
Last game I just tried to tell the ref we're going to start and just go for the extra point to start the game, and they didn't.
And how'd that work out for you?
I told them I'd win if I got it. So.
You heard it on a podcast. Way to go. Park City and Fremont in the Wildcat Bowl. The Aggie Bowl, Clearfield and Granger. I'm really happy to see Granger up there. Granger District, good job. They're both a little shy on the defensive side of the ball.
Granger played a tougher schedule.
Granger did play a tougher schedule.
Good bit tougher. The Clearfield team was really tough last year. I played them in the playoffs last year. They were scrappy, but the Syracuse split left Clearfield. Actually, they did a great job with getting kids.
Absolutely, they did.
They really did, because they didn't lose a whole lot of kids.
Clearfield and Granger. This one's a toss-up in the Aggie Bowl. Okay, on to the Cougar Bowl. Pee-wees, Alta versus Bountiful. What's your thoughts on this one, John?
The strength of schedule, Alta's played much tougher. Much, much tougher. And, well, their points against reflect it. I'm going to go with Alta on this one. I don't know. Bountiful's had a kind of a weird year all the way around, haven't they?
They have. They have had a weird year, and they have not played each other.
That should be a good close game, though.
Okay, Alton Bountiful in the Cougar Bowl. The Ute Bowl, Skyline and Viewmont.
Viewmont, they pulled it out. They were hiding it in their pocket and pulled it out come playoff time.
I wonder if Viewmont was sandbagging. I'm just asking for a friend.
The beating they just put on Westlake was a pretty sharp surprise.
So in the season, Skyline beat Viewmont 28-14. They both scored their extra points. Viewmont's coming.
Man,
So one of those L's is to Skyline. I'm going revenge factor. Viewmont wins this game.
I'm with you on this one.
They bring home the Ute Bowl championship in the Pee Wee division.
I've seen them both play. I watched them both play Cedar Valley, and it should be a pretty evenly matched game.
Next week, we talk about the Ute Conference Championship. And honestly, I'm just going to say it now. The Corner Canyon and Mountain Ridge have been pretty dominant in the Pee Wee division. They played each other multiple times. The game got a little out of hand in the championship last year. But most every other game has been a 7-6 game for one side or the other. So this is going to be fun to talk about. We'll bring the coaches in. But this is your bowl championship week for the Pee Wee division. Get out there, have fun. Looks like we just made a post, says know your role. What do coaches do?
They coach.
What do referees do?
Yell at the coaches and no. They
Wow,
referees
John.
ref.
They're there to ref.
Wait, the parents are the ones to yell, right?
What should the the players play.
Players play.
What should the parents do?
Cheer.
Cheer.
Yeah. Have fun.
Be happy these kids are having a memorable experience. This will last forever.
Win
My
or
kids
lose.
still talk about their championship days. All three of them.
Win or lose, this is something they do remember.
Okay. Bowl Championship Saturday, October 29. Get out and support your kids. Make it a community event. But most of all, have fun. When the game's over, win or lose, take them for ice cream. Take them for a treat. They've worked their tails off. They've earned it. But most of all, give your dang kids a hug. Give them a hug. Because pretty soon, they're going to be 37, 38, 39 years old, and they're not going to want to hug you anymore.
You wish you had these days back.
Absolutely. I know I do. Jeff Gorinch, John Halliburton, this has been our Bowl preview for Bowl Championship Saturday. We're out.
This conversation is now over.